What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video. All right, folks, we are back. We're back with another one, and I want to talk about something that many of you have been reaching out about and asking me to cover. So we're going to do this, and we're going to discuss what exactly and where exactly you should be as a free-to-play player. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video is because many people are always like, hey, Payne, I have this much power with my account. Am I in the right spot? I have this much level in my account. Am I in the right spot? I've got these characters and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Mostly free-to-play players. Pay-to-win players, you guys already know, your advancement and your progression is going to be based on how much you spend, right? There's, of course, a cap of how much you can spend a day in terms of your progression, but nonetheless, you are always going to be ahead of the curve because of your spending. Free-to-play, this is strictly a free-to-play account video, but I think this may also help pay to wins, kind of where free to play should be, and maybe it'll help you gauge where you could be as well too, based on just gameplay. So remember, take this as a benchmark, not necessarily as a like standard. All right, maybe you take it as a standard. I don't know. My account is going to be different than your account. Your account is going to be different than my account. We have a lot of different things, moving pieces going on in this game that can make it different. But I do want to give you guys a general sense of where I'm at and what I want to do. And this is 35 days in. Okay, so we're now a little bit over a month into the game since global launch. Now I started on day 2 with this account, so and then I started playing on day 3. So I am technically 3 days behind. So if you want to kind of take a look at this, I'm on day 32. Let's just kind of put it into perspective, okay? And you have to remember, this is my second account, so I don't get a chance to play this as often as most of you would on your main account. And I played this mostly on live streams and then once in a while off live stream when I need to make a video. So again, say 32 days, give or take. All right, now let's talk a little bit about progression. Now I'm going to start off with the basic stuff. Story mode. Okay, where I'm at in story mode is simple. I'm at the exact chapter I need to be, and I need to be 63 to start doing it. So I'm literally at the end of my current progression rate, and this kind of shows you guys, in order to beat the game, right, you're going to need to hit level 66 here, and then eventually you're going to need to probably hit about 70 to complete it. So 30 days to almost finish up 90% of the story. Well, yeah, actually, let's be real, 86%. 86% of the normal story. Technically, I haven't even done this yet, so I got to work on this one. So let's just say 90%, because once I finish this fully, it'll probably put me at the 90% mark. To finish 90% of the story in 32 days is not too shabby as a free-to-play player, right? You can't really complain about that. Plus hard mode, we're at 55%, and that's considering I haven't got full trophies on everything and I'm missing this. So let's just say you complete all of this stuff, you get all your trophies that you need. Let's say 65% of hard mode, okay, in 30 some odd days. Reverse mode, if you are continuing with reverse, I'm on chapter 7 here, working my way through this one as well too, and that's 40% done. So I mean, ideally that's where you want to be. So 90% of the story complete on normal mode, let's say 65% of hard mode, and reverse mode, let's just say 45%. 45% is a pretty decent number, okay? Now, you can obviously push reverse mode up to 50% and higher if you want, but I'm just giving you guys, again, a general benchmark of where I am and where you might be. So that is currently with that. Now, in terms of gates, you can, if you are currently sitting at level 61, so let's talk about Jinu, actually. I'm at 61 personally here. I will be real with you guys. I don't complete every single gate key. I don't. I usually have 2 or 3 left behind. I don't have the time, right, at the end of the day. And that's nothing to do with my inability to do so. I just don't want to push that much on 2 accounts. Like, I have a lot going on in real life, obviously, so you guys can technically be probably about 62 at this point. I'm at 61 as free to play. All right, so again, take that as it is. Now, in regards to power, you guys can see I'm almost 80k. All right, now in regards to that, I can push 80k if I wanted to. If I just take this off, for example, I'm at 82. If I push this one, for example, this will probably push me even further to 83. So you guys can see there, I can be even a lot higher if I want to be, but because of the weapons I use and they're SR weapons, they do drop the power just a little bit because of that reason, right? Now, of course, these 2 weapons together are incredible, but I do like my SR weapons and I do like the range weapons, so that's where I'm at. So 83k, 84k max, roughly about 70, let's just say 75k for some of you guys, depending on your artifacts. And speaking of artifacts, this is going to be a rough one, right, for a lot of you. So artifact-wise, this is where I'm at. So I've got a 20, an 18, a 15, a 15, and 20s across the board, except for this last one here, which I'm just currently working on to complete. But if you're looking at stats, these are the kind of stats I personally am rocking with right now. So 186k crit damage, 39.93% crit hit rate, 71% precision. Again, I have 0 points in the precision, and 12k attack. Depending on my weapon, I can go all the way up to, what is it, 14k? maybe a little higher than 14, 15K. Yeah, 14.6, right? So depending on the weapon that I'm using or the weapons I'm using, I can definitely push it up to close to 15K. And again, strength-wise, all strength, right? This is all I'm rocking with. And it's been working perfectly. You guys can see my progression. No issues at all. No issues at all, okay? So Blessing Stones, this is all RNG. Completely RNG. I got lucky with this equipped one here, the advanced dagger technique. Everything else is just kind of a meh all over the place, but we have that available. In terms of skills, again, another RNG one. You should be fusing skills. I've got a lot of the almighty breaks, which is fantastic with armor break available. I got myself very lucky with, we all got this one for free, obviously, Death Dance, but I got very lucky with, where is it? Crosshairs, right? So I got Crosshairs and this one. Luckily, both epic drops. So that kind of has been helping me out a lot, and that may also happen to you guys. I got this one as well too recently, just by luck. So couple pretty decent lucky drops for skills, but nonetheless you want to push that. Now remember, one thing I do want to point out for weapons, guys, you should be pushing a little bit more on the skills. Make sure that you are leveling your weapon skills. They make a massive difference at the end of the day. So anything that you're using that as a main weapon, you definitely want to push a little bit further to advance that skill and make sure that you have more damage coming through from there. Okay, so very important, guys. Level up the skills of your weapons. They may not give you a lot of CP, but at the end of the day, the percentages are huge, and that's what makes the real difference, right? The combat power is nice, but at the end of the day, you want that percentage to be higher. So you guys can see here, so 14.7 there, because I just leveled this up. I'll be pushing this a little further as well too, and then of course my Rodero bow is going to go up as well in power very soon. So there you guys go. Artifacts, skills, and in terms of weapons, that's what I'm rocking with. I do have the last job unlocked. I have a video out if you need to know how to do it. Very easy to do with my tactics, so I suggest maybe taking a look at that and following it. Okay, we don't have... it's actually not bad. For 700, that's actually not bad at all. Damn, too bad I'm holding on to all those for characters. So that's that right there. So now let's talk a little bit. We've done progression. We've talked about gates a little bit now. Let's talk about encore missions. So encore missions, I'm a tier 10 completion for Arachnid easily. Tier 10 here for Cerberus. I'm working on getting that done. Realistically, don't need it. I'm rocking tier 9 really easily with more than enough time to completion. If we go back to the instances, let's show you guys where we're at. Instance dungeon, so I got tier 10 here, working on completing that one. Tier 10 Igris, we did that already, so we're good there. Easily farmable. Both of them are super easy to do. Again, I have guides on both of these out. Same teams are being used. Nothing changed there, okay? So just so you guys are aware. Army of Shadows, I've got every single shadow unlocked, and you need to if you want to do the completion aspect of things. These two are required for both stages in Chapter 15, both on hard and on easy mode. So make sure you have them, or normal mode, I should say. Make sure you have them and then start saving yourself for Tusk when he's out, which should be coming soon. Or you can promote one of your current shadows in order to get the challenge mode done. Now, speaking of challenge mode, this is where I'm at right now, right? 1344, and the reason why I'm stuck here is because exactly what I just mentioned to you guys, the promotion of a shadow, which requires, I believe, 150 traces to get one of these guys up. Yeah, 150. So I'm almost there, okay? I probably will unlock Tusk before I go any further, because I'd rather have an extra shadow under my belt with the ability to do more core damage, because that's what he's going to provide, okay? So that's where I'm at there. Let's talk a little bit about now Battlefield of Trials. This is an important one. So for my Jinnu, I'm on 33. I'm probably going to be pushing this today a little further and see if I can go past it. 33 to 35ish for free to play sounds about right. 35 is going to be a hard stop for you guys. For hunters, it should be very similar. I'm just lazy to do this, so I will have to work on this one and get it done, so I get some additional resources along the way to help out, but both should be very similar. Speaking of hunters, this is where I'm at. Okay, so I have an A3 Cha, I have a A1 Alicia, A2 Choi, Nam, Emma, etc. Right? So you should be rocking with at least 3 to 4 SSRs at this point, and you should focus on a few SRs that will help you guys complete content. So these are all my SRs currently that I'm working on. Remember, level 40 SRs will give you guys 350 Essence Stones on the bond section. So definitely level them up when you have the gold to get yourself that additional Essence Stones, so you guys can work on getting yourself more summons when time comes for more future units. So don't neglect that, okay? And the weapons, I kind of showed this to you guys already. Here are my weapons, right? I currently have the most important ones. I'm really working on 5 of the main ones. I have a couple other SRs here that I haven't touched, or SSRs even that I haven't touched, and I'll work on those more when gold becomes a little bit more prevalent. But but currently in the game, I'm focused on just maxing out what I have to max out. It's a step at a time, guys. Gold should be focused on Jinnu first, get him maxed out with artifacts, then his weapons, and then your hunters after that. And try to do that in parallel, obviously, to make sure that you have enough to cover most of the content in the game. And then after that, you can start focusing on some of your extra things that you have kicking around that aren't a necessity, but will help you progress in certain points of the game. So make sure you're doing that. So those are my weapons right there. Now, in terms of Battlefield of Time, I haven't done any more since that day. I think I'm still, what, third place? Yeah, still third. I'm going to push on getting first later on. I'm 100% sure I can do it. So I've given you guys a guide on how to do that and what matters. Please go back and watch that video. It'll help a lot of you out in terms of getting that content complete. And then, obviously, make sure you do the challenge mode, no matter what you get, right? So I just finished tier 5 here. Even though I didn't do that well, 2 minutes and 19 seconds, it's fine. This one here, you actually require your units to be leveled, geared, etc. All that stuff actually matters in this part of the actual Battlefield of Time, okay? So make sure you're still doing it. The resources are absolutely worth it. And then gems. Make sure you are focusing on your gems. I know they're a little bit of time consuming, but you do want to have your gems completed. Now, in order to unlock gems, you need chapter 15, but you guys can see here, I've completed all my gems up to this point, and they do provide you guys quite a bit of power, so don't neglect that. It's going to be very, very important to complete it, okay? So at this point, guys, at this point in time, you should be pretty much stranded due to EXP. You should be completed, almost all trophies done, up to the point where you can't go any further because you're EXP locked. Now, I'm level 61, so in the next 3 days or so, I'm going to be able to now continue my progression and go even further. I'm ranked 20 as a free-to-play player in the trophy section, and I'm getting myself 550 of these in the next 6 hours, which is fantastic. So it's going to help me out every week. That's what I'm going to be receiving, right? So if you guys can go further and get yourself 1050, that's what I'm going to be focusing on next, right? That's an extra, what, it was 102. I'll be getting myself 600 of these a week. So try to push these trophies as much as you can. And remember, going back and doing simple things like completing your encore missions right here, all of these, for example, will give you a lot of trophies. I got to go back and do all this. So when I'm done farming, or if I'm just tired of farming these things, go back and finish these little trophies off and get yourself additional essences along the way, because each of these will give you that. And then at the same time, your weekly essences will add up as well too. So that, all in all, guys, is how it looks, all right, for me personally. Now, but this is important. Hunter Pass, I'm almost done, right? Once you complete this, remember there's a little chest that pops up every single time you collect more dailies. You'll get yourself more gold. Gold is still going to cripple you a little bit, so focus on that. And then last thing I do want to discuss real quick is the events. Don't stress about finishing all the events, by the way. For free-to-play players, it's very, very difficult to do. So just do what you can and don't overspend on finishing these. The rewards, for the most part, are not worth it. The only ones that are really worth it here, of course, are going to be the draw tickets, these precious designs, and of course the hunter exclusive weapon designs. They're tough to get. All right, now this one is gate exploration, so we have a lot of gate keys, so definitely do this one. This one will give you the most. This especially with S and A ranks and red gates, those will give you the best ones for points wise. But we have two days, and they're giving us additional gate tickets. So for this specific event, I will be pushing to complete all my keys in order to get it done. So there you guys go. 32 days. Let's say 32. If you want to just take the full package there, 34 days or 35 days, whatever I was at. That's where I'm currently sitting as free-to-play players. I think this is a good benchmark for a lot of you. Remember, my account is not going to look the same as yours. Some of you guys might have way better progression. Some of you guys have way worse. At the end of the day, though, this shows you what you're capable of and where you should be roughly about 30 days. So I'd say about 2 months in, say 60 days, we should be able to finish normal mode. That's way too long. I'd say maybe even 45 days. We should be able to finish all of story mode for normal. And then, of course, new chapters are going to be added for the brand new content that's coming out. And then you should be able to start tackling some of the workshop Brilliant of Light stuff that's coming out with the new content, and be able to get some of the new sets. Even as free-to-play players, it won't be impossible in my opinion. So I'll give you guys more of that when that is released. All right, guys, this is Payne. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.